The fluorescent lights buzzed faintly above the nearly empty terminal. Gate C-17 had turned into a quiet waiting room for the stranded people whose flights were canceled by the winter storm that painted the runways white. Ethan Cole rubbed his tired eyes. His 6-year-old daughter, Lily, slept across his lap, her little pink backpack clutched tightly to her chest. He'd wrapped his worn denim jacket around her to keep her warm. They'd been traveling for almost 14 hours, trying to get home after visiting his late wife's parents for Christmas. The connecting flight had been canceled, and all nearby hotels were fully booked. So he sat there, watching the snow fall through the wide glass windows, waiting, hopping. Across from him sat a woman in a sleek black suit, typing furiously on a laptop. Her heels were off, her hair slightly messy, but her eyes were sharp, the kind that had seen boardrooms and billion-dollar contracts. "Rough night," Ethan said with a tired smile, trying to break the silence. She looked up, clearly surprised someone dared talk to her. "You could say that," she replied flatly. "I think we're all hostages of Mother Nature tonight," he chuckled softly, pulling Lily's blanket higher. The woman's eyes softened when she saw the child sleeping peacefully. "She's adorable," she said quietly. "Thanks," he whispered. "Her mom would have agreed." Something in his tone made her glance up again. There was grief there, but also warmth. Ethan didn't speak like a man broken by life. He spoke like one still fighting to stay kind. Hours passed. The airport dimmed into a kind of hush only known to those who have nowhere to go. The woman eventually closed her laptop. Ethan noticed her rubbing her hands for warmth. Without hesitation, he pulled a second scarf from his bag and handed it over. "I'm fine," she said automatically. "I know," he replied, smiling, "but take it anyway." Reluctantly she accepted, "Thank you." "I'm Ethan," he offered. "Claire," she said. They talked about canceled flights, about kids, about work. Ethan shared stories about raising Lily alone, how he balanced 3 jobs, handyman, mechanic, part-time delivery driver, just to keep her in a good school. Claire mostly listened, but when she spoke, Ethan realized she wasn't just exhausted, she was lonely. "I run a company," she admitted, her voice low. "A big one, and yet, it feels like I don't run my own life anymore." Ethan looked at her curiously. "Then maybe you should fire your boss," he said with a grin. She laughed, really laughed, for the first time in days. When morning came, the storm cleared. The announcement of resumed flights echoed through the terminal. People stirred, stretching, gathering their things. Lily woke up rubbing her eyes. "Daddy, are we going home now?" "Yeah, sweetheart, looks like it." Claire watched him pack up, tying Lily's shoes, brushing her hair, making her giggle. Something about the simple tenderness struck her deeply. At the gate, she hesitated before boarding her own flight. "Ethan," she said, handing him a business card, "if you ever need anything, job, help, whatever, call me." He smiled politely. "Appreciate that, but I'm good. You've got your world, I've got mine." "Maybe," she said softly, "but I'd like our worlds to meet again." Weeks passed. Ethan returned to fixing cars and delivering packages. One afternoon, he got a call from an unknown number. "Ethan Cole." "Yes." "This is Claire Donovan. I believe we met in an airport." He froze. Claire Donovan, as in Donovan Industries, the company that owned half the buildings downtown. "I haven't stopped thinking about that night," she said gently. "About you and Lily. I realized something. I need more people like you in my life. People who care, who lead with kindness. I have a job offer if you'll hear me out." Ethan was stunned. "A job offer?" "Head of facilities for our main office. Steady hours, full benefits, daycare on site. I thought it might make things easier." For a moment he couldn't speak. "I don't know what to say." "Just say yes," she smiled. Months later, Ethan stood in the lobby of Donovan Industries, wearing a crisp uniform. Lily played in the daycare upstairs, happy and safe. Claire walked toward him, her usual sharp confidence softened by something warmer. "You clean up nicely," she teased. "Still the same guy who slept on an airport bench," he replied. "Good," she said, smiling. "That's the guy I fell in love with." Epilogue. Sometimes love doesn't arrive in candlelight or fancy restaurants. Sometimes it's born in the quiet corners of airports, between kindness offered to a stranger and a scarf shared in the cold. Because love, at its core, isn't about grand gestures. It's about small ones done selflessly when no one's watching. And that night, under the hum of airport lights, one single dad reminded a powerful CEO what warmth truly meant. Themes: kindness, humility, love born from humanity, not wealth. Tone: heartfelt, cinematic, uplifting,